Jared Loeffler is headed to court in Tucson, Arizona this morning. He is ready to admit shooting 6 people to death last year and wounding 13 others, including Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. The question is, will the judge agree that he is mentally competent to plead guilty? Bill Whitaker is at the federal courthouse in Tucson. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie and Gail. Jared Loeffler arrived here in Tucson yesterday, escorted by federal marshals. For the past year, he's been treated for mental illness at a federal facility in Missouri. Now, the success of that treatment will be the focus of today's hearing.
Almost immediately after his arrest for the shooting deaths of 6 people and the wounding of 13 others, including Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, there were questions about Jared Loeffler's mental state.
The students are so illiterate.
Soon after the shootings, this videotape surfaced on YouTube, putting his bizarre behavior on public display. Loeffler, behind the camera, ranting as he walked around his college campus.
Where is all my subjects?
After his arrest, psychiatrists at a federal medical prison in Missouri found him depressed, paranoid, schizophrenic. Last year, Judge Larry A. Burns deemed him mentally unfit to stand trial. But today, he's set to tell that same judge he now is competent enough to plead guilty.
I'm sure the judge is going to talk to Mr. Loeffler. He's going to ask him some questions. He's going to engage in some kind of a dialogue so that the judge is convinced that he does understand what's going on.
It seems he's not the same man court documents described last year as experiencing auditory hallucinations, throwing chairs, toilet paper, even spat on his attorney. Since July of this year, doctors have been forcibly administering drugs to control his behavior.
And it's okay to the court that perhaps the only reason he is competent is because of the drugs he's taking.
Under our system, yes.
Though most people might consider the Tucson shooting the act of a madman, defense attorneys know insanity is hard to prove in court.
The insanity defense is far less common than people think. Less than 1% of felonies have the successful use of an insanity defense.
Attorney Brian Levin says both defense and prosecution find a plea bargain appealing.
In exchange, he's going to get life in prison, and that's the key here. The federal government gets him to admit that what he did was wrong and that he knew it, and the defense gets to save his life.
Survivors of the shooting will be here in court today, wondering which Jared Loeffler will show up. The one made lucid by heavy medication, or the angry Loeffler who destroyed so many lives. Charlie, Gail?